Okay, welcome back. This is volume 3, technically volume 4, and we're going to continue um, on with the confirmation of the Messiah, who is Adam. Now, the reason I wanted to, I never really broke down why I wanted to start off the series with the breakdown of the Messiah, exposing Jesus Christ as the false Messiah, is because as I move forward to make a video, I've been moved by the Spirit to make um, edification for other revelations concerning the Word. But instead of reading from a European perspective or reading it the way Europeans wrote our text, I will be reading it from the perspective of our forefathers. So in other words, I'm not adding to the word or taking out from the word, but I will be changing the name of the names of the people. For example, I did share that with a brother the other day. The name Lord is actually a title. Lord is not a name. So there are many instances where Lord actually means the Son. So when I read Lord, I'm actually going to be saying Adam instead of the word Lord. When I see the word God, I'm not going to say God. I'm going to be saying the word either Yah, the Spirit, or Elohim, the Creator. Okay? So that's why I felt like it's imperative to do things decently and in order so that moving forward you have a better understanding. We have a better understanding as we go through the scriptures and we come into a new the new man of the renewed covenant. So anyway, to close this, let me go ahead and close this. It was not my intention to make this series a long series, but it came to be. It came to be. Some things you can't control. But anyway, go get your Bible. I hope your Bibles are still with you. We're gonna start at first, Romans chapter 5. Now, the name of the video is Jesus Christ, the false Messiah. So far, I hope I have answered a lot of questions about how Adam is the Messiah. And I really didn't go into Jesus Christ, mainly because that's a historical context. It's not scriptural. To understand the history of the name Jesus Christ and the title Christ and the image of the European man and how they came about to be, we have to look at the history. And I did detail some of that in my book. If you haven't seen the video, where I can't recall the name of the video offhand, but I introduced my book in the video. Chapter 7 of that gives you a historical context of how Jesus Christ came about. But anyway, Romans 5. Let's start with Romans 5, verse 12. Okay? Verse 12. Wherefore, as by one man sin into the world, and death by sin, so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. So we all know and understand that by one man sin did come into the world, and by that one man we know that that first man is Adam. Okay, I don't have to go back to the Old Testament precept for that. Everybody should know that. 13. For until the law, sin was in the world, but sin is not imputed when there is no law. In other words, when you go back to Genesis 1, Genesis 2, Genesis 3, it details you how Yah Elohim created man and woman, and he made man and woman naked. And this is the thing, I've been into a situation before. As a man, and there may be some women who are watching this video. As a man and as a woman, when you see the opposite sex naked, you're not supposed to lust over their nakedness. That's the heart of sin. When man was created with the understanding that woman was created for him, and that man was created for her. And when they come together in the spirit of truth. They come together in the spirit of unity and commitment. When Adam took his wife, Eve, and he went into her, it wasn't like he lusted for her. She was given to him. He reacted biologically, he reacted physically as a man would towards a woman that he's attracted to. Every man is not attracted to every woman is not attracted to every man. However, when he took her and went into her, he became committed to her. She became committed to him. So that is how we are supposed to function. But unfortunately, a lot of us don't function like that. But anyway, that's what 13 is. For until the law, sin was in the world. But sin was not imputed where there is no law. After they eat the food, then they realized what sin was. So anyway, 14. Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moshe, even over them that had not sinned, after the similitude of Adam's transgression, who was the figure of him that was to come. Now, this is a very powerful verse. Who is the figure of him that was to come? In other words, I'm going to keep this as short as possible, but I'm just going to share the understanding of this word. When Elijah was taken up in the whirlwind, Elijah, flesh and bone, and spirit and soul, was taken up. All of Elijah was taken up. So when Elijah was re-entering into the world through the womb of his mother, Elizabeth, what you saw as John the Baptist, flesh and flesh, bone to bone, was actually Elijah. He just had a different name. He came in a different time, and he had a different mission. But bone and bone, flesh to flesh, that was Elijah. When Joshua came into the womb of his mother, Mary. I'm sorry, if I said Mary for Yachaniah the Baptist, Yachaniah the Baptist's mother was Elizabeth. But when Mary conceived by the Spirit and by Joseph, the seed of David, known as the Messiah, whose name was given Yahshua ben Yisro, the son of Elohim. when Yahshua came back into the world, flesh and flesh. I mean, flesh and flesh, bone to bone, spirit and soul. Yahshua came back in the image of Adam. What our forefathers saw during the time of Yahshua was actually the image of Adam, which is why Yahshua always said, "If you have seen me, you've seen my Father," because Adam was made in the likeness and image of his Father. So when we read Romans 5:14, and we see at the end of the verse, it states that no, well, let me go ahead and reread the whole verse. Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moshe, even over them that had not sinned, after the similitude of Adam transgression, after Adam transgression, who is a figure of him that was to come. Which tells us that figure is in the image of who? Okay? So I don't need to reiterate myself. Let's move forward. But not as the offense, so also it's a free gift. For if through the offense of one many be dead, much more the grace of Elohim and the gift by grace, which is by one man, Yahshua Messiah, hath abounded unto many. Now, I'm going to stop there. I encourage you to read verse 19, actually verse 18 and 19. We're going to stop there. We're going to move forward. I would like to share with you, I encourage everybody to get a King James. If you haven't have one, get a authorized King James Version Bible. I've seen a lot of Bibles lately, and a lot of these Bibles are corrupted. I'm telling you, man. The stuff I've seen, they're really changing these Bibles around here. But in this book, it gives you, in fact, let me get the camera here. It gives you the reference of exactly who this verse is talking about. Now, you'll see right here that it says it has the name Jesus Christ, right? Which they put in there. But in reality, this verse is talking about who? Adam. Okay? And then you have the reference of Isaiah 53. Isaiah 53 talking about, Isaiah 53 really talking about the coming of Adam. So I'm not going to get into Isaiah 53, but you can read it for yourself. But as you saw, that verse is talking about Adam. Not talking about no, let that go. We got to let that go. Okay, so moving forward. Let me go ahead and read 19. For as by one man disobedience, many were made sinners. So by the obedience of one shall many be made righteous. So that was his purpose. That was his purpose, because if I burn down the house, and I'm the architect of that house, the only person that could restore that house is the architect, the person that burned it down. So since I know how it was built from the inside out, and no other man does, it only makes sense that the one that committed the sin was the one that is able to do away with the sin. It only makes sense. But what Christianity does is they created what Constantine Christianity and the Roman Catholic Church did was they created a new deity to be worshipped in their image, so that they can have the one world order to follow, what they wanted the world to follow. But anyway, let me stay on track. We're gonna go to going to go to Corinthians 15. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm. Right. Okay, we're gonna go to Corinthians 15, and I really need to start writing these verses down. I know where I'm going. I have them in my head. I know, like if I'm speaking about the circumcision, there are many different verses concerning the circumcision, but you have to be able to piece them together. But anyway, moving forward, 1 Corinthians 15. Verse 44, 42. Now, this is going to clarify how Adam was resurrected. It's going to clarify to you not only how he was resurrected, why he was resurrected, and it's also going to give you an understanding of the purpose of his resurrection. Now, when I say his resurrection, damn, I need to add, I think Matthew or John. No, without going into those verses, let me say this. When you read, when Yahshua was talking about his resurrection, he was talking about the fact that he had been dead prior to his resurrection. He's always talking about I must rise again. When he talks about his when he talks about his death, I really don't like saying his death because he never died. But when he talks about his death, he always tells his disciples, or he always tells the people, that I must die again in order to rise again. So that means the fact that he's saying he again means he's done it before. So when you read that verse in what they call the gospel, but which is really the book of Matthew, Mark, John, and Luke, that is exactly what he's talking about. He's talking about his first resurrection, which when he came back to build this. His second resurrection, when he come back to complete everything. So there's really two resurrections. But anyway, 1 Corinthians 15. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption, it is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor, it is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness, it is raised in power. It is sown a natural body, it is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body, and there is a spiritual body, which is why do you think he told Thomas, or it may have been Paul, or it probably could have been Thomas. Why do you think he told one of his disciples, "Do not touch me, for I have not yet ascended to my Father"? Because his natural body, he was still in his natural body, his natural state. He had to go into the depths. He had to conquer the earth in his natural state. Then he conquered hell in his natural state. And when he conquered hell in his natural state, he transferred to his spiritual state. It was ascended to heaven. Okay, so the spiritual body is the body that he will return in. Okay, so then we read the next verse. And so it is written, the first man, Adam, The first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last man, Adam, was made a quickening spirit. Howbeit, that was not first, which was spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterwards that which is spiritual. So, Adam is before, he is, and he will be the first and the last. There is no new man named Jesus Christ. Because if it was, it would have said the first man was Adam. The last one was Jesus Christ. They do try to force that idolatry in there. And like I told you, the reason why. And for the purpose of it, they have deceived the world and the children of Elohim. Most importantly, they have deceived the children of Elohim. They have deceived the children of Elohim to worship, to fall into apostasy, and to worship a false idol. And that was prophesied to happen. But anyway, we're going to go to close this. I'm not going into Matthew. To close this. Oh, matter of fact, to close this, go to the book of Hebrews. I'm going to share something with you guys. In the book of Hebrews, it tells you that the true name, I said at the beginning of the video, the true name of the Messiah is actually Yahshua. Yahshua in English is pronounced Yahshua. When there's a translation of a name, the translation is going to be similar to the original name. It's not going to be a new name. I did in the first video, I did show you how they were trying to be slick by translating the Hebrew name of Yahshua into Eosu. And however, the one thing that they failed to do was put the Father's name, the root word for the Father's name, from Yahshua into Eosu. Because Yahshua is the only name that has the root word of the Father's name in it. Jesus doesn't. So, when we go to Hebrews, verse 4, if you have a King James Bible, I'm going to show you. Let me go ahead and show you. Right here. You see the highlight? The name Jesus, which is Jesus, I'm going to call it for what it is. The name Jesus is actually Yahshua. That's the actual name that they replaced for Jesus, which is Eosu. So, that has been revealed to you. There are bits and pieces of the truth in this word. It's just a matter of us having to study, be diligent, pray, and hope that the Father reveals or guides you into what He wants to be revealed to you. And hopefully this video has done that. I have definitely proved that Jesus Christ is not the name. Oh, in fact, I'm sorry. I have definitely proved to you the fact that Jesus Christ is not the name that many men shall be saved under. It is, let me find it first. Philippians. And I have definitely shared with you guys the fact that Jesus Christ is not the name that shall be saved, that many men shall be saved. Jesus Christ is actually the name that many men shall be deceived and led astray. However, in Philippians, go to Philippians. Philippians it's a small chapter. It's pretty hard to find. Philippians is after Ephesians. I hope you find it. It's after Ephesians. Now, in Philippians, it tells you, it actually agrees with Genesis, the account of Genesis. Philippians, we're going to go Philippians 9. 2:9. Philippians. Chapter 2, verse 9. Okay. Wherefore Elohim hath highly exalted him, and given him a name which is above every name, that at the name of Yahshua, I just showed you that. At the name of Yahshua, who is Adam, every knee shall bow of things in heaven, the spiritual and the natural, of things in heaven and things on earth, and things under the earth. The confirmation, I wasn't even thinking about this a second ago. The confirmation is that every tongue shall confess that Yahshua Messiah is Adam to the glory of Elohim the Father. We're going to close it out like this. We're going to close it out like that. Praise Yah, praise Yah. I love how I close it out like that. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for bearing with me. Stay tuned for the next video. We're going to come out with Paul. The prophecy of Paul. Now, I want to talk about Paul for a little bit. Paul has been a very lightning rod, controversial man, a controversial disciple of the Messiah. And we're going to put that controversy to bed coming up with Paul. Shalom, may y'all be with you. Shalom.